I've fallen in love with I Love. दिल बोले वाव.
नाउ ये जो एक इमेज है कृष्ण की, वो इतनी पूजनीय है और इतने लोगों के दिल में बसी हुई है. इट्स अ वेरी लवेबल कैरेक्टर
धारण किया है.
देखिए, एक तो सबसे पहली चीज ये है कि कृष्ण जी का एम क्या था. ही वांटेड टू एस्टैब्लिश द धर्म. अब धर्म का मतलब ये जो हम समझते हैं हिंदू मुसलमान, वो कुछ नहीं है, क्योंकि तब 5000 साल पहले हिंदू मुसलमान ये मजहब थे ही नहीं. तब सनातन धर्म था, और सनातन धर्म जो अपने कर्तव्य बताता है उसको धर्म कहते हैं. धर्म का मतलब मैं ये समझता हूँ कि अपने निजी जिंदगी के अंदर जो कर्तव्य हैं उन्हें निभाना.
तो आ गया.
बगैर गीता पढ़े गीता को इंटरप्रेट कैसे किया जा सकता है, ये तो मेरी समझ में नहीं आता. तो बेसिकली क्या है, आई एम नॉट अ वेरी फिलोसॉफिकल मैन कि जो सिर्फ ट्रांस में चला जाए फिलोसॉफी को पढ़ के, उस टाइप का मैं आदमी नहीं हूँ. दो आई एम अ गॉड फियरिंग मैन, आई बिलीव इन गॉड, एंड दैट मच ऑफ कन्विक्शन इज रिक्वायर्ड टू डू एनीथिंग विच कंसर्न्स विद फिलोसॉफी. फिर मैंने जाके भगवत गीता पढ़ी 2-3 बार. फिर ज्ञानेश्वरी जो मराठी भावार्थ है भगवत गीता का, वो पढ़ा.
You know, special effects is probably the most difficult part of filmmaking because you're creating illusion which is not really true. If you have to create a man who's 3 times the size of other people, it's not really true. He's the same size. So this was the problem which we faced when we were doing Virat Roop. We had to create Shri Krishna who was larger than Arjun, larger than Arjun's Rath, and literally had to be towering above him. We needed to create a character with innumerable faces, and each face was doing a different thing. Here we had, we wanted to show the beginning of life, the end of life, everything, as if everything emanated and ended into Lord Krishna. So the first thing we did was we shot the Rath and Arjun on one camera. We put Shri Krishna on another camera with the blue background, and with that we created the difference in images, and we joined the two together. The next difficult part was getting the faces, getting it to have so many faces. So we had different people standing behind blue curtains, which we married on to the image of Shri Krishna. And that's how we created the different faces. But the more difficult part of it was that creating of people going into one face, people coming out from one face, showing life and death, water coming out from one face, fire coming out from another face, and different things like that. So for that we, for instance, for the people, we had people lying down on a 80-foot screen, and we camera trolleyed with them to give the movement, and that we later on through computers we localized it to the different faces. Similarly, we did that with the fire and the water, and thereby we created the total image of the Virat Roop. So it was literally about 8 generations. 8 times we shot the same shot with different things happening in each shot, adding on different things, and ultimately coming up to the whole which created the image. And after everything was finished, we took it back to the laboratory, and we used the paintbrush to give the glow, the light, the rays of light, and all that was created much later. So the whole thing went through about 10 different phases before we actually came to it. The Virat Roop itself took us about 7 to 8 days.
देश देश के सारे राजा सेनापतिया राजकुमार, देश देश के सारे राजा सेनापतिया राजकुमार कुरुक्षेत्र की ओर बढ़ रहे लेकर सेना बांध कतार, कुरुक्षेत्र की ओर बढ़ रहे लेकर सेना बांध कतार। ये महायुद्ध है, ये धर्म युद्ध है, ये महायुद्ध